Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by Neill, head shepherd, boss man of Ewemove. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
No worries. Today we've got various numbers of Ewemove franchisees that come to sit on the Watkinsofa to chat about their experiences. But today you want to talk about what could be best described as I'm just calling it, you get paid whilst being a self-employed estate agency.
You could describe it as that, Chris. You could indeed, but I'd like to think that we're helping people invest in their business. So one of the things we've learned over the years when we've been encouraging people to come and buy a Ewemove franchise is the first few months are critical, as it would be in any business. So when you start business, you cash flow in the first few months.
Because your model is a bit different. Before we talk about the paid for element, is that most self-employed models, you give away 30-40% of your fee almost for life. Which means that the cost up front is quite low. The problem is that a lot of these models is how do you feel about when you're rocking and rolling and earning 20-30 grand a month that you have to write a check for 10 grand back to someone else. Yep. Your model's different where you have to pay, what's the normal model, £1,200 a month?
£1,250 a month. Yeah.
Okay, and for that you get your Rightmove and your marketing and the fancy CRM websites and all that you're famous for. But then you don't have to give a percentage away on each sale. It's just like a couple £100, isn't it?
Yeah, so £250 completion fee. So the model is very, very simple. So it's a flat fee of £1,250 a month, which is gives you access to everything you need to run your business, all of our support, websites, Rightmove, Zoopla, telephony, everything that you need. And that means that as an operating estate agent, you can spend more of your time with customers, signing up business and earning money. That's the key thing. And then when you complete a property sale or a let, you pay £250.
So the other models, I'm going to use the names like Keller Williams and EXP, which means that it's a lower cost to entry, but the cost is obviously borne later down the line because it's bigger lumps. With your Ewemove model, it's different, where you have to pay your £1,200 a month up front every month from month one. Yeah. But when you are successful, you haven't got to be writing checks for 8 or 9 grand.
And this is it. We want to work with successful people. So if you're selling one house a month, you're better off somewhere else. I have to say that because it's going to be cheaper, because you might spend 30% of 3 grand, £1,000. So one house a month, there you go. With us, if you're selling one house a month, you're not going to make any money whatsoever. But we don't want people that only have an ambition that's that small. If you're selling one house a week, however, which is not beyond the wit of most reasonable estate agents, then with us, you'd be paying £2,250 on 4 times 3,000. That's 12 grand income. You're only paying us 2 grand, and that covers absolutely everything.
So it's £1,250 a month as a fixed fee, which gets you everything, and then a couple £100 per sale. That's right. Okay, so that's the advantage there. So what's this about this, where you will end up, I say pay, you say invest? What is the model there which you're launching?
Yeah, so for Christmas. So for experienced estate agents, people we believe who are going to come in and actually hit the ground running, they're working in agency right now. So we're looking for people with at least 2 years experience. Not, I had 2 years experience 10 years ago. They're currently working in agency now. They've got customers. They are known, respected and appreciated in their local area as an agent. So coming back to this point of whenever you start a business, the initial cash outlay is absolute. Money
That's the barrier to entry to the Ewemove franchise.
To any business, and certainly to Ewemove as well. So what we're going to say is we're going to identify people who can hit the ground running. We will advance them £2,000 a month every month for the first 6 months. In addition to that, we're not going to charge that license fee. So that's essentially a saving of £3,250, if you like. And we're not going to charge them the normal £5,000 franchise fee. So those people coming in are going to save a considerable amount of money, and we're going to help them start their business. The payback, because there is a payback, is that instead of paying £1,250 a month license fee for the remainder of the term, and it's a 5-year term, so 4.5 years would be left at the end of the 6 months, the license fee would be £1,750 a month. That's the only difference.
Okay, so just wait your sons out. They'll still end up paying a little bit more at the end of it, won't they? But at the end of the day, those first 6 months, they've got almost like a parachute payment from the Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're taking the risk because we're investing in these people up front. Okay. And they pay us back over 4.5 years.
With the higher.
Pretty much what we've given them.
What happens at the end of 6 months and they've bombed out?
Well, that's the risk that we and they take. So we generally find, and I think I can say hand on heart, for the last couple of years, we haven't had anyone bomb out over the first 6 months. So we've got the recruitment process right.
Okay.
And if somebody comes
Would they
in,
still be liable to that money?
not for that money, no. But they would essentially be fixed with a franchise agreement. So we have a 5-year franchise agreement. There is a break clause after 2 years. So they have to commit absolutely at least to giving it a good go for 2 years. And then if it wasn't for them, they could break. But again, nobody has ever executed that break clause. We're going to make sure that the person we bring in is both mentally and physically and emotionally.
So just to confirm that even if they did bomb out, that then they're still committing to at least a couple of years worth of payments.
That's right.
But so therefore, it's not as if it's going to be a free ride, is it?
No, absolutely. And if anyone wants to come in thinking it's a free ride, then they're the wrong person for this offer. We want people to come in who can and want to start their own business, grow, build, sustain a business for 5, 10, 15 years. This is a typical life cycle of a franchisee, because at the end of the day, they are building and growing their asset. It's not ours. So at the end of that time, if they want to sell their business, then fine, we'll help them sell it, and they walk away with the proceeds of that sale, not us.
Boys and girls, I've done some other videos with Nick when he came into the studio between lockdown 1 and lockdown 2, and there's no point in repeating ourselves, so do check those videos out on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link at the end of this video so you can go and watch those. I've also done some interviews of some Ewemove franchisees, both agents, independent agents who've rebranded, and also people who have set up cold starts as well. You've won lots of awards. A lot of people talk about you. Interestingly, I've been talking to the people on the sofa about the branding, and the fact is that it does put some people off. And in fact, it says, yes, it's like a Marmite brand. It puts some people off, but it certainly drives some people in. You've got some wonderful tech. Can I just ask, how much have you paid to sit here today and you move other franchisees?
As you make very clear to most of your audience, and I'm quite happy to support, absolutely nothing whatsoever. And I have to say, Chris is given his time very generously to interview me and other people who we see on your Ewemove channel, all of which are very informative. So thank you, Chris.
Thank you. The reason I do these videos, boys and girls, is a simple fact is that I'm a huge believer in the self-employed model. It's not right for everyone, though, is it?
Absolutely not.
And I must stress to you, I'm not, I think 8 in 10 people, 80% of people, it's not good. It's not good for them, but for the 20%, I think it's just a great option that people should seriously consider. In fact, self-employed estate agents are the least likely who are able to afford my services. So it's not as if I'm trying to sell anything. It's just, I just genuinely believe in, I want to help the industry answer these questions. So thank you for your time today. You've been an absolute star.
Thank you, Chris.